Hey you guys, Nini FC from Blue Lions TV, and I thought I'd do something a bit different. I thought I'd just give my thoughts and opinions on that fight between KSI and Logan Paul. Now you guys, even though I do like boxing, I'm not like a complete expert in the field, so if there are things I do say because I'm purely making an observation, don't hold it against me too much. Of course, I'm sure there's going to be other content creators out there where if you want that type of deep dive and analysis, I'm sure it's going to be there, you know what I mean? But again, I'm only going to give my educated observations, and I mean, that's it basically. But I mean, this fight, man, it was, you might be thinking, did it deliver after all that hype surrounding it? For me personally, I think it 1,000,000% did deliver. Went straight to 6 rounds. It became a slugfest in the end. And it's just kind of mad how it did end. Now, I'm going to start with the controversy first before I do get into giving my thoughts on the fight. A lot of people are thinking the fight was definitely rigged. I mean, you guys should know by now, especially if you're watching this, that yes, it did end in a draw. Before I made this video, I had to watch it again twice. In my personal opinion, I don't really understand why people think the fight was rigged. And it's just like sometimes with the internet, people really just like to believe what they want to believe. It just doesn't make any sense sometimes. That's what lets the internet down at times. All these stupid conspiracy theories come, and you know what's going to be coming now, you guys? It's going to be all these stupid conspiracy videos in regards to proof that the fight was rigged, or proof that this happened, that happened. People will be making money off cheap views, etc, etc. And I just don't understand how people can watch that fight and still think in their heads that the fight was definitely rigged. It can't. Honestly, it's just typical human nature. People just let themselves down, in my opinion. I know there's going to be people in the comment section saying this, saying that, but you guys, I'm sorry, you're just wrong. Whatever theory you believe in, whatever you want to tell yourself, you're wrong. It was just a draw. You can disagree with the result. No one's telling you to agree with it. But don't start saying shit like, oh, it was rigged, blah, 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 because I think that takes away from the fight. Because at the end of the day, it still is kind of mad that YouTubers can pull on a show this big with such a massive audience that's watching it, all these live stream viewers that are paying for it on top of that as well. And to say KSI again, just elevating what's happening on YouTube, so he's got to get respect for that, at least, even if you don't like him. Me personally, I do like him, and I like his hustle too, I actually can't lie. But I mean, like, I think one more thing KSI's got to get credit for too is taking the responsibility to be the showman. Because let's be serious now, if there were no diss tracks, if there was no trash talk, if he wasn't playing the villain, would the stakes have been that high in this fight? Let's be serious. Would there be much weight behind the fight? It might not have been the same, because any normal person would have easily just let Logan Paul be the villain. That's the easy thing to do. Let's be serious. But this is why I rate KSI, because the guy always uses his brain anytime he does decisions. And he's thinking, if I want to make this fight even bigger and even better, I need to be the one to swap roles and play the villain. And he did do a very good job when it did come to that. And you can see at the end with Logan Paul's reaction, in a way, KSI's inadvertently giving him a second chance in terms of being redeemed with the public. And I thought what Logan Paul said at the end was right. He's not asking for no one's forgiveness, but he wants to work hard for it. And I think that, again, I'm not one of those people where if you make one mistake, I hate you forever. I'm not basic like that. I can't do that type of shit, to be honest. Again, it was a stupid thing he did. You got to get over it, in my opinion. Now, I think he's trying his hardest to obviously redeem himself to the public eye, and I think that's all you can do, really. But obviously, you guys, are giving my thoughts and opinions on the actual fight now. And yeah, of course, you guys, the hype was getting there right after Jake Paul did beat Deji. I got to give credit to Deji. In a way, he was kind of outmatched. I think everyone knew that Jake Paul was going to have him, let's be serious. But yeah, getting back to it, they're both making their entrance. Of course, businessman KSI, of course, he had a song for the fight, so he can obviously walk out to his own song. Of course, people are going to download it, they're going to buy it, etc, etc. Just making even more money on top of everything that's been made already, especially all the videos and the content as well. I mean, I can't even imagine the type of money both these guys have made. It's just stupid when you think about it. But anyway, these guys, they get into the ring, the fight starts, and I think that all of us were collectively kind of surprised, because obviously Logan Paul was the one taking control of the fight. You could see him using his reach to his advantage. I think that KSI was a bit shaken by that on top of that as well. And obviously, Jake Paul is feeling confident. He's thinking, yeah, I've got the advantage on this guy. He can't really get close to me. I can keep dodging all his attacks. And I can still keep control and still strike back when I need to. And then the cockiness started to come out. Now, here's the thing, and I've got to give credit to KSI in a sense, because it's like, if it was any other person in that moment where you're thinking, yeah, I've been the one to play the villain, I've taken responsibility for everything. If I mess up now, I'm going to be the biggest mug ever. Imagine all the memes, imagine all the content, imagine all the hate you're going to get from it on top of that as well. But he still persevered. And in a way, it was good that he did get beaten a bit during the first 2 rounds, because I was starting to get the impression that he was just falling into the hype a bit too much, maybe being a bit too cocky unnecessarily, not taking it as serious. Of course, Jake Paul took it too cocky himself as well, which obviously came to affect him later on during that fight. But I mean that even though it was entertaining, I was getting a bit annoyed, because I was thinking, nah, real talk, I've seen all your videos talking about boxing technique. You clearly got respect for boxing on top of that as well. Why am I not seeing that in the fight? And it was just like, these guys were trying to fight instead of box, you know what I mean? Every punch KSI was trying to connect with Logan Paul was just headshots and uppercuts. Just forgot about the body. He wasn't moving him in the ring at all as well. And he was playing into Logan Paul's hands, because Logan Paul had that advantage with his reach as well. And even then, it was still pretty smart what Logan Paul was doing, you know, taking the piss out, because in a way, you're applying a lot of mental pressure to KSI. Because think about it like this, Logan Paul wasn't trying to get into anything outside the ring when it came to hyping and promoting this fight. What he was basically trying to show was that, yo, I don't care about this shit. What really matters is what happens in the ring. And I'm going to let you know just how confident I'm feeling. I'm going to let you know just how good I'm feeling. And this is where the cockiness was coming out from him. And as I was saying, credit to KSI, because other people would have folded. The pressure would have got to them, and their performance would have been affected by that. But I mean, again, you know, KSI, thank God he's got a trainer like Vidal. And you can tell Vidal was just like, yo, you need to pattern up. Pattern up. What are you playing at? You're not paying me all this money to coach you for you to try and do a Ricky Hatton impersonation as if you're fighting Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? It was just ridiculous. And I think that's what he needed, because then after them first 2 rounds, even though it was entertaining, let's be serious, it did become a boxing match. And because again, you know, at that point, it was just a fight about who wanted to knock out the other person more. And all these guys were just ignoring all the other areas of the body on top of that as well. And I think that as the fight did go on, these guys did have more respect for each other, which was good to see. And of course, when that second fight does happen, it's going to be even better in my opinion, because I think that they'll have respect for each other and each other's abilities. They're going to understand, they're going to remember the strength of their opponent's punches as well. And when you take into account that they're only going to train even harder for this fight as well, it's going to be even more of a proper boxing match. And to be honest, I'm looking forward to it, I can't lie. But anyway, you guys, first 2 rounds were down to Logan Paul. I thought the third one was a bit even, but after that you can start seeing that KSI is taking control a bit. He was the one with the advantage, and even though it's a cliche, it was one of them ones where if there was an extra round in this fight, I think KSI probably could have got the knockout in the end. I think that he was taking more control. He started showing a variety of punches. He wasn't just going for uppercuts and headshots. He started to hit him in the body. And he had that confidence to turn it into a wrestling match when he needed to, because he knew that, you know what, I know you've got an experience doing this, but then, you know, I trust and believe in my own strength as well. And obviously, in a way, he had to do it too, to close that distance and close down that reach from Logan Paul. And I think that whenever KSI was getting proper up close and personal with Logan Paul, in a way, he couldn't really handle it as much. But when it did come down to the moments, that was when the entertaining stuff did happen. And that was when the melee started to come. And it was just entertaining to see, I can't lie. But anyway, gets to the final round and you're thinking, okay, is someone going to knock someone out? Me personally, I knew it wasn't going to come down to that, but you could start to sense that this was KSI's moment to try and win it in the end. Of course, he had a lot of ground to make up because he was pretty bad during those first 2 rounds, and it was clearly in Logan Paul's favor during that time. But, you know, he came back, he persevered, and again, it was a great boxing match right at the end, I can't lie. And it was kind of mad. It's just mad that this whole thing's over right now. In a way, I am slightly happy that there is going to be a rematch. We are going to see a conclusion to this fight. I was hoping there was going to be more rounds in a sense. And when you're hoping there's going to be more rounds, and when you're hoping there's more rounds to this, that's how you know you're watching a good fight. all the hype was true this time. I thought it was great entertainment. On top of that, I'm looking forward to the second fight as well. I'm sick and tired of all this nonsense from all these kids talking shit about, it was rigged, blah blah blah. I can imagine myself just staying clear of all content in regards to this fight, because there's going to be so much bullshit, nonsense, conspiracy theories, and it's just like, you man, please remember you've got testosterone. Like, have some pride that you've got testosterone. I don't understand why people are so confident in saying, I didn't pay for this fight, as if you weren't the same guys that were spending 10 minutes looking for a stream, as if you didn't text your boys saying, yo, where's the stream to the fight? You know what I mean? Like, please, I don't know why people are getting so happy about that. And again, I don't understand this nonsense in regards to it being a conspiracy theory. Like, does YouTube have to be so cliched all the time? I personally don't understand. But I mean, again, it was a mad fight. It was sick. The hype was real. And I'm looking forward to another one, you guys. Again, my thoughts and opinions on the fight. Let me know in the comment section what you thought as well. If you guys thought I made some mistakes in my analysis, let me know. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions. As I said, even though I like boxing, I'm not an expert in the field, and I'm not pretending to be one as well. But anyway, you guys, I'm going to keep it moving. You know what? After seeing that fight, it made me realize I need to start going to the gym now. Like, imagine I was eating McDonald's as I was watching this fight. I was just feeling, real talk, I was feeling like such a dickhead when I was doing it. Like, I couldn't even finish all my McDonald's. It just wasn't even tasting as good. I'm looking at these guys looking all lean and ripped, and I'm just sitting down. Real talk. I'm resting a Big Mac on my belly. And I'm thinking, is this what life is right now? Life can't be like this for me right now. So, if anything, I can say that they've definitely motivated me to start working out now. But I don't even know how I'm bringing this point up, you guys. I'm going to bounce.